Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for the second match of the Currie Cup of the day. This one is going to be between the Blue Bulls and also the Free State Cheetahs. Should be an exciting game. Some very good players out there on the field. Of course, the URC taking a little break just for now for the midweek stuff. When we do get to see the Currie Cup in action, we already just witnessed the Requas winning their game up against the Pumas, 41 points to 20. This game here, both sides have not lost a game so far this season, which does mean someone will have to have their first loss, unless, of course, we end up with a draw, which is always a possibility with the South African rugby that does go on. We know it's going to be a high-scoring, close game. I'm looking very red at the moment. I don't think I'm sunburnt. I think I just tried to say too many words in that first sentence, and now I have lost all oxygen in my head, but that's all right. Looking through at the lights, and also we've got the incredibly nervous for this one. How much, Aiden? How much did you put on it this time? For sure. I said, how you going, mate? And I hope you are doing well. Well, this is the starting lineup that the Bulls have gone with. We will quickly chuck Kieran out of the corner just because he is slightly over the top of Stravino Jacobs. There we go. He has moved himself off to the side. But this is what the lineup is looking like here for the Blue Bulls. They are at home here at Loftus for this match. They've got Steenkamp, Erasmus, and Hunt as the front row. Ludwig and Swanepoel linking up as the 4 and 5. Now, this actually has Swanepoel as 6 as well, which is, of course, not going to be the case. He can't duplicate himself that I know of. I don't know whether or not technology is that far ahead in South Africa than the rest of the world that they can just duplicate all their players. If they could, I think we would see a lot more Chisel and Colbys out on the field for the South African. Steenkamp, then also Hanekom is going to be slotting in at 8. Then it is Smuller is his name I can't quite pronounce. Marco Janssen van Veren, in fact, it will be 9. Chris Smith, Stravino Jacobs, Cornell Hendricks, Stedman Hans, then Navulka. I think they have got the lineup very much confused on my lineups thingamabob because it has actually got all of the players one more down because they've got 2 Janko Swanepoels, which is always a confusing situation. And also we have got the Hello Kiwi there from Vietnam. Says, get welcome in to the side. And also, hey, Hamish, Bulls will win. Says it, Kevin. And also, hey, howdy, hey, y'all. Welcome into the live stream, Katie. Hope you are doing well. Hey, Hamish, bro. After 2 long days of wait, was over. Thanks for live streams. Says Michelle. No worries. It always feels weird not live streaming for more than a day or even more than like 12 hours. Just seems to not be the case. But I can tell you already, we have got plenty of games coming up for the weekend. $100 on the Bulls as well. By the way, how was your day, Irish? What did you do today? Hey, Katie, how are you doing, sister? Oh, hey, Katie, I should say. For that one, George actually ended up coming around again. It was a day off for himself. So because of that, he came around. We filmed a lot of videos, which hopefully a few of those are going to be coming out this weekend, and also a few to kind of prepare us for the near future, just in case he does have a few busy weeks in a row. But he came around from, I believe it was the early afternoon right through to about, I think, like 8 o'clock, which was good. Catch up with him once again. Hello, Katie. Nice to see you as well in there. Says it, Kevin. But this game, it should be an exciting one for the Cheetahs. Should mention their starting lineup. And, of course, it is all led by a very experienced veteran who will be slotting in that number 9 jersey. Ruan Pena going to be there. Also, another player to look out for in this lineup would, of course, be Roscoe Spickman, who is going to be out on the wing. A very pacey player for his side. And it's going to be exciting to see. Also, Francois Steyn at number 12 returning to the side. So, I mean, you're talking about 2 veterans there, and Francois Steyn, Ruan Pena, and then the pure pace that Roscoe Spickman does offer in that backline as well should make it a very exciting one for both of these sides. These are the benches that both sides have gone with as well for this matchup. And also, I got 200 for the Sharks later as well. Says that Aiden, I always say it, maybe $5 is the limit. Or it should be anyway. Man, I'm doing so well. Nice to be back in the stream with the fam. I hope you're well too. And also, yeah, man, nice to see how you do. And also, how is you not meet last 2 days? I'm feeling when you meet next stream, I'm really desperate for 2 days as well, says Michelle. Although we have got plenty more live streams coming this weekend. We are going to have about, how many we got this weekend? We've got the Super Rugby preseason. We've also got the Six Nations kicking off. Maybe a couple games of the Premiership if we squeeze them in as well alongside. There is another competition. I don't think we get to do URC though, unfortunately, due to the overlaps that it has got. But then we will be trying our best to get as many competitions from around the world out. Anytime that the time is free, we're going to be live streaming as well. I see that Flash Scores had a nice wee update as well. We do actually see the fact that their scoreboard looks a little bit different. So hopefully this one works nice and smoothly like we do want it to. But Loftus is the fortress for the Bulls, and they are going to be ready to go. Good morning, Hamish, as well. He's tracking down under. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well at the moment. It is very warm here. Is it warm in Australia? As I assume it is. We're sitting 22 degrees in showers, and you're probably like, it's a bit chilly. It's probably going to give me a bit of frostbite, perhaps. But yeah, it's been warm today. for some reason, even though it's like raining as well. I think it's more muggy than anything, though. For this one, it is going to be Paul Minty will be in charge of this one. And also, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Katie, are you going to do under 19 Six Nations, Hamish? I did learn that they don't actually have that available on New Zealand TV. I don't believe so. Sadly, we won't be able to cover those games. And also, I think they all are on at the same time, aren't they? If I'm not wrong, big love everyone. I'm so relieved. At the moment, my parents are feeling a lot better. I can't speak tonight. My parents are feeling a lot better. We're getting there with the recovery, so that is very great news, Sebastian, and hopefully they do keep on improving in that regard. And also, hey, Katie, sister, how are you? Says Michelle. But yeah, I feel like my mouth isn't working the way it normally works. And the only reason I say that is because I've done a lot of talking earlier on in the day. And I think from stopping talking for so long, my mouth now is confused at where it's supposed to be sitting. But good run forward there for Mossy. Currently going to be on the side of the Cheetahs, though. It's a little knock on because of it. Does mean now it is going to be the Bulls with this one inside of the 22. Ryan Penner not looking too happy with that one. Gives a little handshake off to one of the Bulls players, though. And also, I'm doing well, thanks. And also, hey, Hardy, hey, brother, I'm doing very well. I hope you are well, too. And this is Katie. Hopefully, you guys are all excited for the weekend that we have got coming up very soon in terms of the amount of rugby. Like Super Rugby preseason is back. That's going to be very exciting. Also, we have got the URC, the Six Nations, all of these competitions starting back up. Of course, also starting back up. Have we got is it the MLR starting this week, Katie, or is it next week or the week after that is coming up? And oh, wow, so look at that slick new scoreboard as well. And there's Katie Dixon, and also, yes, my sister Katie is fine. And then, hi, mate, says, Johan, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well at the moment. The Bulls, they will be wanting to win this game because they've won 2 games so far. Actually, the only side who have been able to win the 2 so far in the Currie Cup, I believe. I've just got to quickly check that. That is the case. Everyone else has had, the Requas are sitting in second, and they have actually had themselves 2 losses so far in the competition at MLR, and the MLR is starting this weekend. Yeah, so it's just around the corner. That one's flown by. As I know, you're going to do some MLR. It will depend on the sleeping schedule. If I am up during the day, I would like to do the MLR just because they are normally early afternoon games. But if I am sleeping, who knows? Maybe I can try and convince George that he needs to do some MLR, which will be interesting, go, because I don't even know if he wants to do any of the Super Rugby. I think he would be keen, though. We have done quite a bit of filming as of late, running for once again. Now it's going to be Stinkump just throwing himself at the line. The Bulls, very physical side in the early stages of a game, and that is how you know that they are certainly going to be up for the challenge of the Cheetahs. Definitely at home for Loftus crowd. They are going to be excited. That's almost stolen. No, not quite. It's going to be the advantage as well for the Bulls now. Still going to be on their side. Mornay Smith, or in fact, sorry, Chris Smith does go into the hands of Francois Stein, and they are going back for the penalty. We have got the yellow, Katie, I'm sure. I'll be sure to do so as well. The horrible news was like a ton of bricks on my head. Nothing but important, or nothing more important than health as well. And this is, it was Sebastian. Also, we have got excited for the Six Nations. Yeah, it should be a very exciting one. And who do you think is better coach with Attack Cricket Townsend or Fabian Gelty? As well, I probably pronounce his name terribly wrong, the second man. So I don't even know. That's the thing. I probably don't concentrate on the coaches enough. I do always look at the team sheets in terms of the players. I don't really concentrate on who is telling them where to run round overall. So I feel like that's probably something this year I should probably take a little bit more notice of overall. And also, it looks like they're taking the 3. So it looks like it is indeed Chris Smith will be out in front. I'm wondering how quick the scoreboard is going to be updating, because normally it is very speedy for these ones. And also, Kevin, hope you're well. And there it says Sebastian, but currently Chris Smith lining this one up. I think I actually accidentally called him Mornay Smith earlier on. And also, Irish, please, some prediction of this game. Please ask everyone as well. Says Michelle. So we have got the poll going at the moment for who you guys think will be able to win this match. I would say we'll also ask who's going to be able to get the first try of the game, because we normally do have a mixed opinion of who is going to be able to squeeze their way towards the try. I'm just going to look. Okay, they've still got 2 Yanko Swanepoels in my starting lineup, which is always confusing, but I'm going to say Cornell Hendricks scores the first try, or Stravino Jacobs, one of those 2. It's going to be almost taken by the Cheetahs, just bouncing free from the hands of Brunt. It's going to be available for the Bulls, or is it? Yes, it does take a little while to get out, but Minko Janssen van Vieren has got that one at the back of the ruck for the Bulls, currently 30 metres out from their line, and it looks like he will be going for the box kick. Once this ball does come back, it's actually stuck on the foot of one of his own players there. It was a little bit slow getting out, and because of it, the charge down was on off, and Rohan Pena now got this ball for the Cheetahs. Wide cutout pass. looking decent for them. Stepping nicely on the inside now for the big number 13, David Britz. Ryan Pino once again 40 metres out now for the Cheetahs. Almost a bit of a handling error. Francois Stein tries to bump off the tackle of Stenkamp, but he is dragged down very nicely. Pina on the halfway line goes back, and they are just going to build phase after phase here. And Evander Vesterhuizen is actually starting at number 2. He is a bit of a veteran. And also, Average, have a good one, mate. Trying to make my way into the hellhole, although some people call it Sydney as well. Jeez. I mean, I hope you do enjoy your trip, even though it sounds like you're going to be dreading it. Hopefully, it is still a nice one, mate. Himself, safe travels. And Nonu back at San Diego. Sebastian De Chavez is back at Austin. I'm so ready as well, says Katie. And also, no Mono Stain Katie might be in love with him as well. And this says Aiden, I mean, he is a very talented player, British and Irish Lions story. Anytime that comes around, certainly about Ryan Pena now once again going back. The Cheetahs hanging on to this ball very nicely at this current stage. Cornell Hendricks tries to get it. It was almost a neck roll, but it's going to be an advantage now for the Free State Cheetahs trying to step on the inside. And currently, they're a little bit, I guess you could say, stagnant in the way that they have been attacking, but that is going to be the penalty for the offside. And now because of it, do they take on the 3? Okay, I believe that would have been Malays who was penalised for that one. And also Ty Furlong is my true love as well. It should be a comfortable win for the Bulls. I hope no one bet $100 on them or so. Says the Mission. Yeah, of course. No one around here does that, do they? For the Bulls in their games. And also LMAO Katie as well. Says, Aiden, I feel like I'm in a very hyper mood tonight. And I feel like that makes it very hard to put sentences together because I just keep on smiling for some reason. I think it's because we got rugby back and Super Rugby coming very close. I had pizza as well. It's a good day so far, that is for sure. Now it's going to be the rolling maul opening up for the Cheetahs. Looks like it's going to be dragged down, though, around the side. And Yanko Swanepoel just stepping on top of one of the players. I believe that would have been Mane Kutsa. Currently looking very good here for the Cheetahs, rolling their way forward, still available. Ryan Pena goes back now. Francois Stein decides to straighten with the run. Pena goes back now once again. Little grubber in behind. It's going to be a good chase there from the number 11. He scores it as well. And I think they will be checking to see whether or not he was offside, but I believe Brunt has just been able to pick up his first try of the match, and the Cheetahs now taking a lead from the south. And also, how did you enjoy the Royal Rumble? As only says, I don't know, I thought it was all right. Overall, I did see, like, that's the thing. It was because I knew who was going to win it. It probably wasn't as surprising with who entered at number 30, just because I remember the comment of someone saying, this is who won it. So then it got to 29. And I was like, yeah, well, we all know who's coming next, don't we? Well, that one, was he behind? He was, I believe, there for Enver Brandt. That's going to be the try, is it? Is that Brandt? I believe it's Brandt. And Ryan Pena now going to be kicking this on, and also Sebastian in there. So it says Aiden, and also Bulls is favourite here. So who knows, can upsetting Cheetahs as well. Says Michelle, although the Cheetahs at the moment taking a 7-3 lead over the Bulls. They've got to keep this one going, though. You can't afford to let the Bulls get any chance of building momentum once again in this game. They got themselves the early 3. Francois Stein having a good attacking run there, and also worst of a Royal Rumble in history of pro wrestling. When imposters such as Bad Bunny or Knoxville get bigger reactions than the actual talent, you know that pro wrestling is collapsing. Such a shame. So I see Sebastian, yeah. To be honest, I did go back and watch, was it 2001 Royal Rumble or one of those ones beforehand? That's just straight back for the Bulls. And I've got themselves a try now. And just like that, just straight back into it. And I was like, oh, do you want to try? And so we had only just finished talking about the one down the other end, but Hanekom has been able to score at number 7 for this matchup. His first Currie Cup try. He's on debut. Is able to be able to score a try in that fashion. It's just a kickoff who wasn't quite underneath it for the Cheetahs. It wasn't quite taken cleanly by, I think it was Clayton Blomeke. Didn't get it. And then from there, straight through scoring the try as well for the Bulls. And now they are back in the lead. But it was just the pressure pouncing on it. The number 7 playing like a back. He could have fooled me for being one of those men on the back line. But does score the try, and now the Bulls have taken it straight back to the lead in their favour. But yeah, I did actually go back and watch one of the older Royal Rumbles after that one, just to give myself some hope overall. Favourite Royal Rumble, Sebastian, which one are you going with in terms of favourite year? Do let me know. Chris Smith lines it up. Did he get it? Oh, didn't it miss? It did miss. No, it did go over. So it is going to be 10 points to 7 hours. I don't like WWE or any fighting game. I am not watching any WWE event. As I said, I guess that's what happens when they're not prepared. As I said, it was just put straight down by Clayton Blommack. He needed to hang on to it. And instead, pouncing on the mistake for the Bulls, sliding over. It's looking relatively slippery there at Loftus. But now straight away, the Cheetahs are going to be taking that one back. And it was the try scorer, Brunt, was able to knock it back onto the side. Wait, is that actually, have I got them around the wrong way? Is that Roscoe Speckman in the number 11 jersey? I'm going to have to check this one because mine has him as the number 14, but I can't trust everything that my app tells me. Where is he sitting? That says that it is Brunt on that side and then Roscoe Speckman on this far side. I'm looking around from though, and I believe it is actually the other, it's the other way around. It was actually Roscoe Speckman who scored that first try of the match. I was trusting the lineups too much. Even though he looked very similar to Speckman, I didn't know what Brunt looks like. Now I do. And I know that he doesn't look like Speckman. And I was like, yeah, I haven't really enjoyed wrestling for about a solid decade now as well. Says Katie. That one has gone into that from Ruampena, 5 meters out now. And it seems like the Cheetahs want to fire straight back in this Rugby Currie Cup. Round 3 game, we should mention, we're still very early in the competition, which means we've got plenty more tries, plenty more excitement, plenty more physical rugby coming from these South African sides. And of course, the URC this weekend, we've got a couple of South African derbies just to put the icing on the cake a little bit more than it already was. It is a very heaped iced cake at the moment, though, with the amount of rugby going on. Currently going for the rolling more. It looks like they're very close to the touchline. All of the Bulls players pushing sideways. Is this going to become an advantage? Round the side, though, driving. Think he got over the line, and it's another try to the Cheetahs 11 minutes in. 3 tries in this match so far for these two sides. I watch cricket, football, tennis. The game I watch regularly as well. The Cheetahs, I know how to cheat as well. It is 8. And also, favorite Royal Rumble was 2008. I had everything. John Cena's surprising return talent. Doing a good job. Legends such as Roddy Piper and Jimmy Snooker coming back. Plus that feeling of the MCG. Or the MSG, sorry, rather than the MCG. Madison Square Garden. Brilliant location for a Royal Rumble. Because that was the one after he had been away for about 6 months or something around there, or maybe even a little bit longer than that when he did end up returning. That's a brilliant try for the Cheetahs. The scoreboard at the moment is doing well to keep up because there's plenty of points in this one. It seems like both sides going to be ticking over that 30 mark. I mean, I watch insane clown posse wrestling before I watch pro wrestling nowadays as well. This is Katie Dixon Amfena now lining up this kick once again. The Cheetahs working hard, try and get themselves a win here. It would be huge as well. It's on my bucket list to go to a WrestleMania as well. Says Aiden, do you think they'll ever have a WrestleMania outside of the US? Probably not anytime soon because of the current situation. I think they have actually had one outside of the US, haven't they, way in the past? Can't think of where it was, though. Was it Canada or England? I think it was one of those two. It's going to be kicked by Ruampena. It's got the distance. It's got the accuracy. And now the score is going to be 14 to 10 points here for the Cheetahs over the Bulls. Currently we're only 12 and a half minutes in. There's going to be plenty more tries throughout this game. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the next game of the Rugby Currie Cup. That will be the Sharks versus the Western Province. That will be a very exciting game as well. Currently, as you can see, it's about as full there as it is behind me. Unfortunately, still not allowed huge crowds at the moment. Blommack, good pressure put on him by the Blue Bulls. Currently on the 22, and it is Ruampena. It's looking like he's firing him back into the pocket for Blommack. But boot to ball. It's a good strike as well, and it's taken into touch there by David Krill. Oh, okay, it's been taken back, so now they're actually allowed to go right up to the 22. That is a big mistake from Clayton Blommack to kick that ball straight into touch. We have got there, when Shawn Michaels and Undertaker kick things off, it's going to be a great show as well. Says Sebastian, that's the thing. It's always weird in a way watching the older ones because, normally you do see, guys who weren't known as big stars back then, but now when we think of them, they're huge type thing. Some of the guys, I remember watching when Randy Orton just came onto the scene and whatnot. Even though back then he was kind of promoted as a big talent, and then from now, 20 years in the business or something along those lines. Now it's going to be Clayton Blommack once again, trying to step his way through Roscoe Speckman. Currently getting wrestled down only a few meters out from the line. Great work there for the Bulls interception. And Yanko Swanepoel now has got this one. I believe it was actually number 13 there, which is Steve Mahans who got in there for the Bulls was able to turn it over. Still available for them, though. The Cheetahs players having to try and roll away. Currently, orders the number 4. No, he is all right. It looked like he had some sort of injury, possibly, for the Cheetahs number 4. And also, we've got the Rowdy Piper as well. And this is your demise. I come into Livestream. Hello, Achilles. Hope you're well. And this is Sebastian. Currently, another advantage going the way of the Bulls. Currently, it's a close game between these two sides. A high-scoring one, that is for sure. Now it's going to be Marco Jansen van Veeren on the outside. Wide cut out by Stravino. Jacob scores. And it's another try. In this match, she just keep it tight as well. And try time Bulls score. And also Bulls will win. Bulls win this match. And this is Jesper de Toy. And at this stage, I mean, the fact that both sides have scored 2 tries already and we're only 15 minutes into this game does just mean it's going to be a very good one to watch. This news confirmed or not. Cam Williamson will not participate in the series against South Africa. Tom Latham as New Zealand captain for the South Africa series. Please, any update? I know that they have said Williamson is not going to be all right to compete, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know about whether Latham, I believe he is the captain though. Brighton Rennie was a great prospect, not even a year in the company, and he had already gained the nickname the Legend Killer. Yeah, exactly right. Like, you know that you've got a bright future when you have got that nickname after such a short period of time. That's the thing. I remember watching it, like when it was right when John Cena, Batista, all those fellas also came onto the scene. And also for those not knowing, it's me, Achilles is on. How's it, Kiwi lad? Says Barry, welcome in. I'm doing very well. At the moment, I'm going to have some nice, I guess, warm water because it's been sitting there for a little while, but that's all right. Still water. So it's still going to be all right for us. Hydration and whatnot. That's going close. Brilliant kick from Chris Smith. Does go over, and now because of it, it does make the score 17 points to the Bulls and 14 to the Cheetahs. Well, I got there. I was just about to ask that. Hey, brother, how you do? Says Katie Dixon, and hey, Katie, I'm doing great. And your sister. And there it says your demise is going to be kicked off very high from the Cheetahs, trying to retain this one. Not quite working out for them, though, in the Bulls. Being able to get it back. I mean, it was quite rough. I don't know whether that was just got dropped on his face, but he kept the ball on the side of the Bulls. So I guess that is going to be the more important thing, and having some warm water with you, Hamish, as well. And then please, Bulls win, please. Says Jasper de Toy, and at the moment, it's going to be another mistake from Clayton Blomeke at number 15 for this game. And the Cheetahs, it's under pressure once again in the breakdown. The Bulls putting them under a huge amount of strife when it comes to those breakdowns. Really just trying to retain this ball for long enough to be able to kick it away. It's going to be fired back to Francois Steyn. We know how long his boot is. He's got the ability of kicking a 50-22 from inside his own 22. That is going to be ran off the ball. It sounds like it's a penalty. Well, it's on, and also 2 tries for both sides so far. Exactly right. Both sides just going bang, 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 bang. So far, the Cheetahs, they were able to score the first, then it was a counter back from the Bulls, then it was the Cheetahs, then it was the Bulls. The match that got me into wrestling was John Cena versus Rey Mysterio on SmackDown 2003 Love as on there. Are you going to get SmackDown, WWE 2K22? Sebastian, do let me know. And I'm a celebrity. You should pay me. Being here, I mean, everyone knows me. So I'm just going to says your demise. That's the thing. I do love the fact that, like, everyone seems to know everyone, like, on these live streams. Like, no matter what, like, even if you've been away for 6 months, when you come back, someone will be like, hey, we know you. And I feel like that's quite the cool kind of aspect side of it, of just everybody knowing everyone. I think, but Chris Smith now, he is going to be lining up this penalty for the extra 3 points. Currently 18 minutes into this game. We've still got another 3/4 of it to go. Does miss it. Chris Smith there. That was our first yawn of the night. That's unfortunate. I'm just chilling, brother. And there is our said Katie, but currently first miss of the day for either side, I believe that was. I'm glad to hear that, Katie. Nice seeing you, sister. That's on there. Says, do you want me to call you Achilles or your demise? Do let me know. And also, does anyone ever do any wrestling as kids as well? Or neighborhood wrestling as kids? We had the biggest yard on the street and all the kids were in the yard either boxing or wrestling. That was fun. Those were the days as well, says Katie. I remember I used to do it at school because we had a ramp that had we'll go back to that because this is going to be now Dava Krill getting up just inside of the 22, 10 meters out now from the line. And it's going to be Jansen van Veeren, a lot of pressure there from Rowan Pino, who just wrestles him down to the ground, almost stuck under the breakdown. Going back now, Chris Smith, drop kick. Okay, he gets it there, so he has decided to take back that 3 points that he did miss a little bit earlier on, something that we don't normally see too often in the South African side of things is a drop kick taken, but now the score is going to be 20 points to 14. Decided to make the most of it. Went straight down the middle, was never missing that drop kick from there. And also, we are all family. That's why I love this channel and family as well. MFG, I remember pool wrestling too. And there's his Katie Dixon trampoline wrestling. That was another one. Am I getting the WWE game? WWE game, let me think. The right answer, bloody no. I'm not getting that, mate. Says Sebastian. Yeah. Although they seem like they're trying to make a few kind of different things better. Maybe we do a Kiwi Lads gaming stream if I buy the game, perhaps. That could be our next random fund that we've got, a WWE 2K22 fund. Because that game is expensive, that is for sure. And also, yeah, I love this family so much as well. Says Katie, and also you tackle each other into the pool, throwing from ladders. Cheers, whatever you could climb on as well. Says your demise. I don't think I ever got that serious with it. It was more just a railing. And also that was about it. Overall, I think at school we had like the ramp type thing and a railing around the outside. So it was good for a Royal Rumble. And also South Africa is 6-6 at the moment. So it is a nice evening game currently for you guys in South Africa. We've got another game a little bit later on, and it is going to be the matchup between the Sharks and the Western Province. So that should be a very good game. And let's be honest, please don't try this at home. And everyone has tried it as well. And now, I mean, it's just one of those ones. I know that people were always, oh, what's happened there? Okay, he put up the hands and said, yep, we're going for the rolling ball, but then it did end up breaking out the back. They're going around the outside now for the Cheetahs. Drawing pass, and Clayton Blomaki scores another try, and now the Cheetahs are right back in this game once again. This game has had all of the tries for both of these sides. I believe this competition, I want to say that it is you need 3 more tries than your opposition, or it is just 4 tries. We're going to have to look that up because at the moment, okay, you get 1 point for scoring 4 or more tries. So both of these sides going for a bonus point before the end of the first half. By the looks of it, and we used to wrestle as kids. I would always laugh at WWE's opening disclaimer, don't try this. I had all the authority of do not tumble dry as well, says Sebastian. It's going to be another try for the Cheetahs. That is 3 already in this match. It was just good decision-making in the back line. Then from there, Britzy ended up getting bent over backwards there, unfortunately, in the way that he was tackled. But his legs still worked well enough in his arms as well to be able to pass that off, and they scored themselves. Try as well. And also, we also wrestled in mudsliding as well. A blow is always guaranteed a blood nose or cut leg or something as well. There you go. I don't think we ever did the mudsliding round in here, just because we probably didn't have enough rain to cause mud for ourselves too often anyway. Ryan Pena now to take the lead back for the Cheetahs. We're only 22 minutes into this game. Struck it beautifully. It's hit the post, though, bouncing back out. But we're still at 39 points. We're almost getting 2 points a minute. We could have a 150-point game here if it continues the way that it's going. That's a lot of points. Currently, just everyone's finding the draw and pass beautifully. I don't know whether or not it is just lethal attack or not so great defense from both sides in the early stages that we just keep on seeing the tries forming. But anybody who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more Currie Cup action happening on the channel, including the game later on tonight, which is going to be the Sharks taking on the Western Province. Rampena now goes back, and it is kicked downfield nicely by, I believe it was Masuku, going close to the in-goal area, 5 meters out now from his own line. Chris Smith will be looking for the clearing kick towards the touchline. It's a good kick as well. Do they take it quickly? They do decide that they do want to keep this one alive now. Rampena puts up the high ball. Clayton Blomaki chasing after this one. I don't think he's quite going to be able to get to it. Trevino Jacobs doesn't quite take it cleanly, though. And Janssen van Vieren has to clean it up. Little knock on. And now the Cheetahs have got the scrum feed. And we also wrestled in mudsliding as well. And also in South Africa, we were rough as children. Did you guys stand against walls? Like 3 of you or more of you stand against the wall, either with your backs or fronts of the wall, and 2 others kick the ball at. Yeah, we had that at our school. And the thing is, it's a lethal game when you think about it, because we also did it in what was called the 5s courts. So pretty much you had a back wall, but you also had side walls. So if someone misstruck it, it could still bounce off and smack into you off the rebound. So it's fair to say I just kind of hung back and went, oh, looks unfortunate for whoever's getting smacked with the ball. I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of playing, but I'm also way back here just not kicking the ball because I didn't want to be up against the wall. As simple as that. Also, Ishton like the fact that he would have been cool to keep it lead again as well And this is Barry, and also last man standing wins. And Hamish knows what I'm talking about, says the device. And also, I remember the kids, neighbours kids, like 10 of us, we would all get on our bikes with our pocket money and bike up the trail to McDonald's or the local gift shop for to buy bean babies or beanie babies as well. So I guess that's the thing. It's weird how far technology has come in such a short amount of time. When you think about it, like now, like if it was 5 a.m. like 10 years ago, I'd have to go see someone, like if I wanted to see them type thing. Or you'd have to like write them in. Or no, 10 years ago, you probably MySpace them. Actually, now I think about it, or Facebook Messenger. But like, we don't really go out and about that much. And I mean, current times probably make it a bit easier. It's going to be a free kick there against the Cheetahs, just pre-engaging. It's not what they would have been after. Definitely not with the fact that they were in a good position on the field. And also, we'd hope the hobos wouldn't chase us as well. And my body, but else, everyone as nervous as I am, or anyone as nervous as I am, I don't think anyone else has $100 on the game. So I think everyone's pretty calm. And tell you what, Clayton Blomeke once again puts the ball down. It does not like him too much today. Unfortunately, he's just saying, can I hold on to this ball for a little bit longer? Because I have not really held on to it too often throughout my early stages. The worst thing is, he goes from one end of scoring a try to the other end of dropping the ball. So it's pretty tough for him. Some kids here play paintball without protection. Got a Bulls guard and eyes protection. Everything else widely open. I ain't kidding as well. Yeah, people are, I mean, they're brutal at times. It's like, what else we got over here? I remember someone was telling me, this wasn't here, but it was up the road. I think it was in Christchurch. And they were like, oh, I've got to have my curtains closed because there's someone with a laser outside. And like, I've been told that that laser could blind someone if you look straight into it. So we've got to keep the windows and like curtains closed. And I was thinking, geez, that's a bit rough, isn't it? Definitely when you do want it, like definitely on a hot day, as I like it is today. But that was a little while ago. I don't know what happened to that laser. I don't think any of us live in the financial fast lane like you do, my man, as well. Says Gator Dixon, and also try scorers is going to be, tell you what, you've done well with the spelling there, Sebastian. So you get another pay rise of 5%. And also, there, that's how I shot out the tail light on my Mitsubishi Eclipse as well. Here's Katie Dixon. Currently 63% chance, or actually 63% position, I should say. That's gone very much so down in the front row, but it's still available for the Blue Bulls to use. Janko Janssen van Veren, I always say his name wrong, because I'm too busy worrying about the Janko rather, or the Janko, I should say. Janssen. What am I on about? Janssen van Veren, but I always worry about the Janssen part rather than the Marco, so then I always end up skipping Marco halfway and going Janko as well. And also, I just laid the paintball gun down and walked away. This is Katie Dixon. Also, you say spelling, I say copy-paste as well, says Sebastian. Potato to potato, you know, whatever way works for you. Hopefully they spelt them all right. It looks all right. I don't even want to question it in terms of the spelling side of it, because my spelling of South African names is about as good as my ability to, what am I terrible at? Go a day without Fanta, I guess, or something like that. And also copy-paste star. And all right, Amish, I made right now eggs omelette for dinner as well. You like eggs omelette or not? I can auntie sometime making for omelette for you. As I said for show, it's actually the other way around. I actually cook a mean omelette. Like, and I feel like that's a very Kiwi way of saying it. I cook a very good omelette. So I actually cook my mum an omelette. Like, if she's had a busy day at work, I'm like, right, mumsy, you go sit down, chill out, and I'll cook you an omelette as well. So I feel like I don't think she's ever cooked me an omelette, but I've cooked her mini over the years as well. Pass of it, and a good idea, Katie, as well. And there, I mean, I had something that is also a 5-letter word, starts with a P, ends with an A, and is in the shape of a circle. That's a forward pass, which is why we are going back for the scrum feeder. And Katie, nobody is as crazy and as mad as me. As else says Aiden, well, there you go. Wear that on a t-shirt, see how many people approach you. Probably not many, I would think, if that was the case. Clayton Blomeke at the moment, he's just having a bit of a rough game. Handling errors 3 so far for the Cheetahs, and I believe all 3 of them have actually been him, which sounds harsh, but I think they have all been him so far. Or maybe actually they might count one of them since I went backwards as... And also, yeah, man, you just reminded me, I have leftover mac and cheese in the fridge. Yeah, yeet, as says Katie Dixon. I feel like yeah, yeet is something that I don't really say in the most gangsterish way, unfortunately. Going off the back now, A's might think about using this one. They've got the penalty advantage. Yeah, and it is going to be the penalty blown. Do they decide to take it for the 3 points, or do they go for the corner? And they should make Hamish a character in a rugby game as a coach or commentator or something as well. And there's his demise. That would be pretty cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to put in a good word with one of the future games and see whether or not I can get a little Easter egg of myself in the crowd or something. Could be quite cool. Just squeezing in there, or a touch judge. If they don't have officially licensed touch judges, it would be pretty cool to be a touch judge. I thought that was actually Dwayne Vermeulen for a start on the sideline, but of course he's with Ulster at the moment in the URC, and they have actually got their game coming up against Connacht at the Irish Derby, and could be really cool. Hamish as well, and Drew Katie, and also it's that Joker or Rugby Joker brain, and also Hamish smashes as the Rugby 22 commentary. Let's be honest here. This is Sebastian. I mean, the commentary, I've played the game about 3 different times for like matches. I've heard the same sentences over and over again already, which makes me concerned because I don't think I've missed out on too many of the pronunciations. That's going to be now to Cheetahs once again getting the ball back. It's kicked high into the air. Does it go into touch? It sure does. Nice clearance there from Masuku. And also, we've got this. Should I show you how I made an omelette on your channel streaming as well? Says Vishal. See, I make a mess while I make an omelette, of course. But it's more of the case of, like, it still tastes very nice. I just can't quite flip it over as I'm kind of happy with Rugby 22. It's so awesome compared to Rugby 20, the other rugby games. It's not perfect, but it's a good improvement. Yeah, I've been enjoying playing it so far. That's going to be a penalty once again against the Cheetahs. But I should actually mention, me and George played Rugby Challenge 4 today, and it seemed a lot harder than it used to be. I don't know whether or not they have updated it, like, in recent times. Like, maybe because of Rugby 22 coming out, they decided that they should probably try and fix their game a bit more so that it looks a bit better compared to the competition. That's going to be 5 meters out. Chris Smith, very nicely done. And now only the 5 meters out, like I mentioned, it is going to be the line out in favor of the Bulls. And also, Katie said, when are you cooking for me as well? She's saying, well, that will either go one or 2 ways as well. Hopefully very soon, you'll be seeing me cook on my rugby YouTube channel as well. I want to start pretty soon. Says Katie, so I'm looking forward to it. I do enjoy watching people cook food, even if it's cooking food badly, which is probably what me and George would end up doing if we ever had any type of cooking show. That's going to be called Not Straight there for the Bulls. A little bit of push and shove there. The Cheetahs player doesn't want to give up the ball. And the reason for that is because it is not straight and it is his ball to have. I am going to once again have another drink of water. My throat seems to be getting drier and drier every time I do live streams now, but I think that's also the heat that we have got. It's currently still 21 degrees Canada by Rugby Challenge 4 and Rugby 22 online on my PS5. Is it available? It's available there. Yeah, I believe they both are on there. Rugby Challenge 4 came out a while ago on there, and Rugby 22, I want to say they have got it, but I know that one of the preseasons still comes out, and I think it's like the 4th of February you actually get the preseason if you bought it on disc here in New Zealand, which is why I decided, nope, not doing that. We are buying it digitally on the PC, and the reason for that is because it was a lot cheaper than doing it the other way around. I can actually make my glass completely almost disappear if I hold it in the right spot. That's going to be a free kick now for the Cheetahs. Water is great, isn't it? I never downloaded games online, so if I download the game, must I still use data to download the game or what? So it depends on, have you got a Wi-Fi router, your device, or are you always on data? Because whichever way, you will need to be connected to it for the internet of some sort, and it will use up however many gigabytes the game is. So I think Rugby Challenge is maybe around 30. You'll have to use up 30 gigabytes of internet or data to be able to download it. So it will be a relatively big one for you. I'm very displeased with the absence of the Premiership England Springboks. And on top of all, having the South African teams no box, the game play is all right, but licenses have ruined it as well. And, I do see someone's working on mods at the moment for the Springboks to be able to go in there. So that would be pretty awesome if they can get those all going. And if I can somehow work out how to do it, I would definitely be going for them as well. And also sometimes copyright laws just want to watch the world burn as well. And there says Katie Dixon. And also, that's awesome, Katie. Looking forward to seeing how or you cook amazing meals. And then I'll say, well, I can download the game on my cousin's Wi-Fi. Smart move. George comes around here to my house and downloads things on his Xbox. He was downloading Forza Horizon 5 the other day. I did see it's getting there slowly. Anytime he comes around, I'm just like, just put it on there, resume the download, and see if it will download a little bit quicker. Because his Wi-Fi, like I complain about my Wi-Fi quite a bit. His Wi-Fi is actually worse than my Wi-Fi, but not when I've reset the modem. Like my Wi-Fi gets up there a little bit more, and I'm still waiting for our fiber. Says the Otomize. We are as well. 2022 late, I think we do get to see it. Now Clayton Blomeke kicks it in behind. Going to be a good foot race here. Taken nicely by David Creel, trying to step around the tackle with Francois Stein. We're holding him up as well. It's called as a maul, so now all they're going to do is just keep that ball in there, and they do just that. The Cheetahs, they are fighting in this game at the moment. And also, we've got there, you got a bet on any side. As us says Cash King, I do not. I know that someone in the chat has got a bet on the Bulls, but I am terrible at betting. Like, literally, if I pick a team to win, they never win. Although, to be fair, just in my slight, I guess you could say slight favor, there was a game that was taking place that did end up being 27 points to 24, and I did say, I said 27 points to 23 would be the score, and it was 26-24, so, I mean, it wasn't terrible. Well, they won. What's the odds at the moment in New Zealand Amateurs? And we will have a quick look and see what they are sitting at for this matchup. One moment. Got to load up the TAB. Get to see the whole 30 cents in my TAB account. Bonus. Right, what we got here. So currently for this matchup in the rugby union department, I don't know why it thinks I am on football, because I was on rugby before. One moment. Where's rugby? There's rugby. Okay, so at the moment, for the Bulls to win this game, it's still paying $1.58 to the Free State Cheetahs, $2.36. So it's still relatively close. It's a pick-em game at the moment between the two sides. Definitely, if the Cheetahs can score themselves a try in a very short moment here, and it seems like they are going to have a lot of pressure on them, and the Bulls win the penalty. And also, it's going to be on my scrum list, channel as well, and Rugby and Food. That's the life. As well, says Sebastian. I'm kind of basing my channel around a rugby and chill with some commentary and stats and data, but mostly food and rugby artifacts and weird rugby as our history, and basically a cozy place to be as well. And also wiggle wiggle, says scrum list there in the chat. Well, the other channel, that was very quickly switching between the two. And I see Katie, good luck on your channel as well, my friend. I'm sure as awesome as you are, it'll grow big as well. And there says Achilles, but just winning the penalty once again for the Bulls into the half for the Cheetahs. Now only another 3 minutes left, and it's bouncing back up almost in the hands of the Cheetahs, and it is now. Now it's just a little bit too messy from the Bulls at line-out time. It's been a little bit rough for them so far, trying to go straight through the gap now. I believe it would have been David Britz. Oh, advantage knock on the arm back for it as well. And also we've got the, oh look, Bruce Wayne and Batman are both in the chat as well. And also you're the best, thank you, brother. And there as well, says Katie. Currently running right back across. It was a long advantage for the knock on. Another nice wee yawn coming at us. That looks like one of the players is in quite a bit of pain. And I want to say that it is, I think it is the number 3. I think it's Mane Kutsa. But I could be wrong. So he's lying flat on his back, and also on my kind of one that has the lineups, it doesn't have his picture, which does make it relatively tricky. Turn over, get out of it, move your leg, just move over. He's doing some yoga, he gets up, turns around. Hey, it was Mane Kutsa as well. So Bulls you can as well, says Steve Austin there. Or go Bulls you can. As yeah, at the moment, I mean, they're a very good side, the Bulls, and they are the only team to have won 2 games so far in the Rugby Currie Cup. So they must be coming up to a kind of a buy at some stage in the near future. And also we have got there, so when you're going to try and do a live stream of 2 Cents Rugby as well. Says it's a good question. I feel like at some stage, hopefully before the end of the year, would be a good time to be able to do one. I know that me and the Rugby Guru, I think, are going to have a video coming up maybe in the next couple of months at some stage, and I'll check out your channel when it's ready as well. And there says you're the most. And also we have got there, go Bulls you can. And they're from Steve Austin, but currently now the scrum feed in favour of the Cheetahs. If they score another try before the end of this first half, gives them a lead going into the second, even a penalty of some sort. This first half, I should say, as well, it has gone for quite a while, but that's because we've had so many tries. But we have got there, what's the odds of the Sharks as well? It is $1.29 for them to win that game over the Western Province, who are paying $3.60 for that matchup occurring now. Ruampena going to the short side now. A little bit of a juggle with the ball there. Cutting nicely on the inside. It was actually Brunt. Now driving forward once again for the Cheetahs, only sitting 30 metres out from the Bulls line now. Defence will be very important for the cross-kick attempt from Francois Steyn. A little bit of another one. David Krill met with a big tackle on him, and now still a lot of pressure. Francois Steyn makes the tackle on Hans. Straight on the ball for the Cheetahs. No, not able to turn it over. Ruampena going for the counter ruck. Cornell Hendricks protecting the ball nicely, though. Seems like they're just trying to close out this one, or possibly look for the kicking opportunity here for the Bulls as well. When's Johnny Blaze? When Johnny Blaze is not here, I'll take the piss out of 2 cents as well. I want to start a mobile and console gaming channel on this account. On hence the YouTube is my name. Any subs will be appreciated as well. And this is the most IT, and also we have got about those odds, but it is going to be very close in that game as well. Even though it is sitting with the Sharks as heavy favourites, I still think it is going to be. I think it's still going to be only about a 7-point game between the two. But at the moment, they're just talking about the players that they've got available for the Cheetahs. They've got Roscoe Speckman. They've got Francois Steyn. They've also got the man in the number 15 jersey, Clayton Blomekes, who's normally very good, but unfortunately just having too many handling errors today. He scored a try earlier on, though. Perhaps he can get himself the match winner. It's going to be a nice little overlap once again. Roscoe Speckman, good acceleration going forward. Stemkamp able to drag him down. Ruampena goes back across, and now it's going to be that big man that I mentioned a little bit earlier on, which was Kutsa. Now drawing pass. Nope, not quite working out. He's dropped the ball as well for the Cheetahs. Are they saying play on? Oh, they are. Nope, now they're saying it was a knock on. Had to be. It's how the Sharks better not make me nervous as well. And here it is in the words of here. It is in words as well. And also just up to you and both my channels, brother. There's Katie Dixon there. And the Volker ended up losing that one a little bit too much. I'm really yawning here. I do apologise for my yawns, ladies and gentlemen. And also, everybody, where is Johnny? I haven't seen him in ages or in forever. He is actually still around. We saw him on one of the other live streams not that long ago, but unfortunately, he has been working quite late. And Antonina's in the chat as said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing fantastic. Hope you are excited for the second half as well. We've already had 39 points scored in this matchup, although they have slowed down big time because they did both have the 39 points for about 22 minutes, I believe it was. Although, well, thanks, Katie. You're amazing as well. And it says your demise. And also, Hamish Gary Steed, I confirmed today. Kane Williamson is ruled out of the South Africa series. Don Latham to lead Black Caps. Will it make this series even harder and interesting? Says it will be from Cody. It's going to be tough in that one not to have him, but they are still very capable of being able to win that one, the Black Caps. But South Africa, they're certainly going to be a tough side. Even though they're away from home, we saw what Bangladesh were able to do for that matchup. But that is going to be half-time now on this one. We did get to see some very early tries from both sides. 3 tries for the Cheetahs, 2 tries for the Bulls. And the score at half-time, 20 points to 19. And also half-time says 8. And also, how's it, Hamish as well? Says, Carl, welcome in the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, we have got a whole second half ahead of us here. And both sides will be getting relatively close, I believe, to being able to pick themselves up a bonus point of this matchup. Hi, Hamish. I hope you're well. My friend, as I says, Joss, I am indeed, mate. Very excited for the Six Nations. Very excited for Super Rugby preseason to be coming back. And also, we've got a whole heap more videos coming up on the channel very soon as well. And also, wait, does the Six Nations start this weekend? It does indeed. How are the Cheetahs underdogs with Franz Steyn in the back line? As I said, Ryan, they're doing very nicely at the moment. They've already scored themselves 3 tries so far. Roscoe Speckman also in that back line. It's going to be an exciting one to see. And then Ruampena as well. Just trying to link it all together. And also, the more subs I can get, the more convinced I'd be to actually post videos. Just currently struggling to post videos. They keep being bad quality. When you go full stream, struggling with that as well, says your demise. So I recommend, I know that normally anything you read says consistency is key type thing, which is where the Kiwi Lads Gaming and also the Kiwi Lads Sports probably going downhill at the moment. But we do want to get a little bit more of that going in the future. And we have actually got a few videos that were filmed recently that we'll be able to slot on there quite nicely. When it's the first game, is it on Saturday? It is indeed. And it is going to be at 2:45 p.m., I believe. And that matchup is going to be between Wales and Ireland for that one. And also we have got there, will you be covering or doing commentary for the Six Nations? We are indeed. Every single game of the Six Nations, we will be live for those ones as well. I had an issue with players in the Bulls team as well. Some players from URC playing Currie Cup are like, where is the up-and-coming talent as well? Says Carl, yeah, that's the thing. Griquas versus Pumas, there were hardly any players that I recognised in those lineups, whereas we have got quite a few players, such as, just looking through the Bulls lineup, Connor Hendricks, Sravino Jacobs, Chris Smith, Volt Stenkamp, WJ Stenkamp, Yako Swanepoel, and all those guys. Normally they are playing for the Bulls as well, and they've got a game this weekend. So I don't know whether or not they are going to be leaving them out, so that's why they're playing Currie Cup. But hopefully we do get to see a few more players getting in there in the near future as well. With the All Blacks come to South Africa this year, I really hope they do, but I don't believe they've got it scheduled in, sadly, for that one. But hopefully we get to see it at some stage, because those games are absolutely awesome to watch. No matter where they're played, even if it has to be played in just some random location around the world, I would still take it every day of the week. If they play it in where's somewhere that they want to play it, South Africa, it would be a decent chance of playing there if they were going to play it. To be honest, I think it's you're a lifesaver rugby-wise for us in Oman, who do not get the TV streaming as well, says Josh Pike. But hopefully they will have the highlights on a YouTube channel of some sort. I think the Six Nations have a YouTube channel, so I will be letting you know anywhere that you can find those games from. I'm guessing Ireland are massive favourites against Wales. Do they have a chance? As says Aiden, I wouldn't put money on it, I don't think. And also Bro 2 Omelette has made one more. I made a first two for my brother and next one for me as well. And there says Michelle, tell you what, the chat is going quick at the moment, isn't it? That is true. We also got Jack, who wins the next game. I've backed Sharks to win outright. I both think they will win by 14 plus. I think it will be a close game. Looking through at the two lineups that they have got, it's gonna be a good game. I think the Sharks should win it, but there's still a chance that the Western Province can fight hard for it. I'm actually taking off my socks. This is something I have not done on the channel before. It's just so warm here at the moment. I shouldn't have worn pants, but I'm not taking them off. They are staying on. And also what's happening with the All Blacks Sevens teams, they are going to be coming back into the competition, hopefully for Singapore, same with Samoa and same with Fiji. And also, so you're saying don't put money on Wales. I'm saying don't put money on Ireland either for that one. And also we'll play in Cape Town this year. Says Carl Peterson, do you know what date that is going to be taking place, Carl? Do let me know. And Sharks should win. They have a lot more depth as well. Looking through their lineup as well while we are at it for the Sharks, they've got some very good players in that Currie Cup lineup. Kerwin Bosch, one that comes to mind straight away in terms of the fact that he was my thumbnail. Other than that, though, they've got Yapinke. They've also got Marius Lowe, Werner Koch, and their Cameron Wright, Finta, Noche as well. It's good to see him get an opportunity. Renza, also Mbata, Quincy Mona, Van Heerden, Huhu as well. They've got a very good pack for themselves. But then the back line of the Western Province isn't too bad either. Well, that one. And also, did you see Stade Francais still on the other week? Toulon didn't score a point. Second half after starting so well. Was that the game, Jack, that I did end up giving my prediction of about 27-23 and it did end up being 26-24 or something like that? And Vampire, brother, would you be willing to collab on a Vampire theme vid in the future for my channel as well? Says Katie Dixon, I feel like he would be keen, Sebastian. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. And don't bet on any Six Nation games unless they include Italy. That is my advice. And then there's the thing, if they involve Italy, they're probably not worth betting on. And also we have got there 8 and I'm Irish. We're going to kill Wales at the weekend as well. Says Cash King there. Yeah, it's gonna be a very good game. I'm excited to see how it does end up going. 2 tries scored for the Bulls in the first half, 3 tries scored for the Cheetahs. Handling error is actually more for the Bulls, and penalties conceded double for the Cheetahs, 6 for themselves. They haven't missed a single tackle, though. The Bulls only missing the 1 of the 34 that they have been able to make. It's an Italy roast in the chat as well. And also, I'm sure we can come up with something interesting as well. Says Sebastian. And also, they allow 50% capacity to Cape Town Stadium. We're waiting for the fixture to be released. Hopefully, it does take the place in South Africa. I feel like that game, we missed out on it in certain regions of the country in New Zealand as well. So it would be cool to see kind of 2 games in South Africa, 2 games in New Zealand. I think I just love watching those 2 sides play off. And so, yeah, that one as well. And also, there we have got, we roasted Italy today. So, yeah, poor Italy. Overall, you feel bad for them, but then you're also they've got some good potential. They just don't seem to be able to do too much in the Six Nations kind of side of it. I think I'm going to end up after this live stream, before our next one starts, I'm going to take off my pants and put on some shorts. I think it's going to be the way that I'm going to do it. And Cape Town is all black country as well. And then Italy, too good for Pacific Nations and too weak for Six Nations as well, says everyone there. And also, I really think England win handsomely, even though Scotland at home are a good side. I think England make a real statement this weekend and show their ambitions. At the end of the day, England coming off 3 wins in their Northern Hemisphere tour. They did beat in the end Tonga, Australia, and South Africa as their 3 games. And please be more confident in the Sharks. I may need to take my nerves away. They might need the bathroom a few times as well. It might be a close game. You've put $300 on the games for a Thursday. That is some big calls. Please out there are 2 rules in history. Don't be German during a World War or an Italian during the Six Nations. Good life advice. So I'll see Sebastian there. That wasn't a good idea. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm a bit thirsty, though. That's all right. And also, we've got that Marcus Smith is pure class. Yes, I agree as well. And there says Jack, and also Marcus Smith will win the Six Nations for England, says the Ryan. He's certainly right up there in terms of number 10s around the world. Who else we got as top quality number 10s? I know we've got Finn Russell. If you're talking about the Scottish number 10, Johnny Sexton still works very hard for his side. Who else we got that you'd say as a number 10 up and coming? I should say as well, one of the younger guys, Joey Carberry, or maybe a Ross Burns, someone like that, could be possibly considered for Wales. Who the Irish got as the young guys? I'm trying to think of them, but I can't think of too many. For them as our Interback, he is another very good one. Indeed, it also sounds good, Katie, our Vampire fan. And there's and Sebastian and I are going to have a cemetery to induct you into our Vampire Coven. And there you go. Currently, they are just showing their Moana Pacifica taking on the Chiefs this weekend. We will be covering that game on the channel as well. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And Sexton is over 60 years old, mate. So yeah, he is relatively up there. I actually learned he's only 36 the other day. I had to look it up because I insulted him in one of the videos that I have got coming up on the channel. I pretty much said that he looked like he was about 50 or so as well. And who is another impressive Finn Smith for Worcester as well. Because we were looking it up to work out whether or not he was actually his cousin of Marcus, but he wasn't, I don't believe. And DuPont, best 9 in the world, closely followed by Aaron Smith, very close, but DuPont for me as well. And also, what's the Chiefs fan to win, says Aiden. I don't think they've actually got betting odds for that preseason game just because they could be rotating subs. It could be all sorts. I see that all of the teams are getting relocated to Queenstown, though, for Super Rugby. And the reason that they have decided to do that is to just try and keep the competition running a little bit longer. And the Crusaders as well, says Aiden. But yeah, they are playing the Highlanders, aren't they? There was going to be an Oamaru. I think it is still going to be an Oamaru, though. And it will consist of yourself getting covered in bodily fluids from head to toe as well. I'm talking about blood, not dodgy stuff. As well, says Sebastian. And also Finn the Human, says that Katie Dixon there. And Finn Russell versus Marcus Smith will be a good game here. Exactly right. That's the thing. Without Owen Farrell there, it means that we probably get to see, is it George Ford that they've decided to go with as the 10 option as a replacement? Maybe, if I'm not wrong. And also for Six Nations final table order. Okay, I can't even remember what I gave it as last time, but I think I changed it for myself. But you've got England, France, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Italy. As I says, Jack, I can guarantee you've got Italy right at this point in time. It's just those others, isn't it? In terms of who's going to be able to do what. Who knows? Maybe we see Scotland win against England. Maybe we see Wales win up against Ireland. All of these weird kind of results that could happen that are going to make it very exciting. That's the thing. Last year for the Six Nations, I hardly knew any of the players. This year, I know pretty much all of them. So it's going to be very exciting to see all of them in action. And let's go Bulls. Please score the first 2 tries in the second half. That would also give them the bonus point as well for themselves. Those 2 men have lollipops because, if you're a grown man and a lollipop is offered to you, you're not going to say no. You've been around the block. You're sick of watching the kids get their lollipops. It's like the other day, I did get offered a lollipop, and I was like, yeah, why not? I might as well. As well, I should mention that it was in a controlled environment. It wasn't a weird situation. And also, I just believe Whoops, I just did something stupid. You won't believe it as well. I probably will because you probably put money on someone, didn't you? I can't believe Rugby Pass didn't pick Geordie Barrett for best 15 in the world. Says Rowan. Who'd they go with? Instead, Rowan. Who we got? Number 15s. Did they go like Stuart Hogg or someone like that, maybe? So, I mean, up-and-coming 15s, you got to go Freddie Stewart. I think the way that he was playing for England was very impressive. Who else we got? Number 15s. I'm a bit rusty in terms of my fullback knowledge. Who else around the world? Hugo Keenan. He probably, I would have him lower though. Then Stuart Hogg, and also Italy's odds are 1,001, almost worth a $1 bet just to mention as well. And then also put $100 on Italy to win the Six Nations, says Aiden. That was not a smart move for that one. Probably your worst bet to date. Over on also Colby as well, says Jack. Yeah, if he's playing fullback, certainly going to be a good option. And also France, England in Paris final day is going to be mouth-watering, probably the championship decider. As says Jack, yeah, that's going to be a good matchup when we do get to see it take place. The second half back underway now. And they picked some dude at 15 that no one even knows. As says Rowan. It wasn't Freddie Stewart, was it? Was it someone else? Who else is there? Did they go with the fullback from France, maybe? In fact, they might have gone off. I'm joking, I wouldn't do that. Okay. I'm glad to hear it, but please do not do that. Johnny Barrett at 15 is better than Colby, though, for sure. As on there says Jack Lewis. Currently driving the way forward once again for the Bulls. 40 metres out from the line. Cornell Hendricks. Now it's going to be Chris Smith kicking it across. It's almost gone into touch on the full, and it does indeed. So now it will be the Cheetahs who have got this one only about 40 metres out from their own line, or from the Bulls line, I should say, going for the counter-attack early on. It looks like the replacements at this point in time, they have gone with not too many for the Bulls. So they are relatively happy with the side that they've got out there, but they had to make sure that they are strategic with it when they release those substitutes, because if you get it slightly wrong, could get yourself in a little bit of trouble. Currently now, four-man line out here. It's actually going to be okay, 2-by-2. They have just said so. They were closing the gap just a little bit too much for that one. But if the Cheetahs score first in the second half, Colby needs to be on the right wing. Just go for the first gear to turbo as well. And just go for the first gear to turbo. It's a good run forward. Once again, Hamish, if you had a free £100 to pick a Six Nation winner, who you picking? So says Jack. Okay, is this a trick question? Have you got £100 that you're about to put a bet on with Jack? Because I don't want to lose you £100. Because £100, that's good money overall. I buy a lot of pizzas if you were a pizza eater man. Also, I don't even know their squad members. All I know is I do love pizza and pasta, as well, says Aiden. I guess that's all you really need to know. Overall, going to be kicked high, taken nicely there by Stravino Jacobs. Now Chris Smith kicking it behind. Now once again kicked him behind. We're rolling awkwardly there, but Clayton, he charges down. No, not quite able to get it there for Clayton Blomacki. And also we've got that no mate as well. So for me personally, the team that I've gone with the whole way up in the, now Aiden's going to put a bet on it if I say it. Where's Bismarck as well? Here's Aiden. Bismarck Duplessis, I assume he is going to be playing for the Bulls in the upcoming fixture that they have got up against the Lions. All right, fast pick Rody Retallick at number 70 in the world, says the Ruan. Geez, that's generous, isn't it? I would probably have Big Brody in about the top 30. Oh, you got to have him top 30, don't you? Unless they're just saying because he hasn't played that much rugby that he doesn't get himself as high up in the order. Because I know that Chisel and Colby didn't get himself even on that list, did he? Or was he way down because he hadn't actually played too much rugby so far? In England, France, and Ireland, the best chance as well. I just picked one randomly, to be honest, as well. You just don't know with these games. So I will say that the team that I've been backing since the start, it is one of those three. But I didn't put any money on it because, of course, I don't have that much money to be able to burn just in random betting and whatnot. And answer the damn question as well, says Jack. I would go, well, I already know you're saying predicting is Ireland, isn't it? Yeah, I would go Ireland, but France and England and also maybe Wales have a good chance as well. I'm Bennett putting that ball down for the Cheetahs and now jumping on it. Yeah, once again, the Blue Bulls being able to get the possession back. It's going to be Ace firing it back. Now Creel looking for the touchline. It's a good kick downfield Sits up nicely though. And now it's a big clearance from the Cheetahs number 10, Masuku, sorry, and that has gone into touch. I think you fancy Ireland, don't you? I do indeed. They're a good side, the Irish, and I think from what I've seen of them recently, they continue that form, and the fact that they've been playing in the URC as well recently, just giving them a little bit more freshness. But the same can be said about all the other sides. Cody Taylor, number 66, according to Rugby Pass as well. Although Rugby Pass, they are Northern Hemisphere, aren't they? If I'm not wrong. Please tell me they at least put some Springboks on that list. Because, I mean, I know that the World Rugby World nominations, we didn't really get to see too many Springboks, which was pretty rough overall, I thought. Currently now, throwing this one in, once again taken by the Bulls, Stock Erasmus with a straight throw. That was very flat, maybe debatably forward. They're going to win the penalty anyway for the Cheetahs. No, they're not. And now Chris Smith puts the ball high, looking for the box kick. No sign of anyone such as a Madosh Tambwe taken in the air there. And Roscoe Speckman, he stays down for a little bit longer. He just got the timing well and truly wrong there for Navuka. And because of it now, kicking it way downfield from the Cheetahs. Nicely done into the 22 now. I don't think Wales have a chance this year, to be honest. I think they came second last, or they come second last. And now, whoops, luckily no yellow card is on there. Yeah, it was a bad one. Luckily, he fell safely, though, for Speckman. Or else he could have been in a little bit of trouble for himself. I'm actually going to check the odds of the Six Nations in terms of who they think is going to be able to win. Because I think that France is the favourite, followed by, I think France, followed by England, followed by Ireland, or I think actually France and Ireland are the same. I put £100 on Ireland, thanks for the tip. I'm just kidding, haven't really, says Jack. You know, after reading that first up, my heart sank just a little bit as well, but now it's going to be going forward for Rohan Pena. Now passing it back to Francois Steyn. Ball on the outside. This is looking good. Tries to draw and pass. It's a hard tackle, almost lifted above the horizontal. Speckman with the ball on the outside. And now the Cheetahs, they are still only a couple meters out from the line now. Rohan Pena asking for the ball. He has got it as well. Put in the flat pass. Cross now running for Masuku. Getting involved. Pena just always at the breakdown. Clayton Blomacki now. Francois Steyn. One more draw and pass. It's an easy run in. And it's going to be the try for Aiden Davis. Was able to score in France. Our favourites followed by England. As well, so we will go here outrights and fixtures. Okay, so France at $2.50. England at $3.75. Ireland at $3.75. Scotland at 11. Wales at 13. And Italy at a whopping 501. I really think France-England final game decides the competition as well, says Jack. And yeah, should be a good one. As well, when we do get to see about Francois Steyn passes on the outside. They just add numbers as well for the Cheetahs, and Ireland is going to win the Six Nations this year. Please leave your offerings for the Rugby Gods on the temple as well. And crap, let's go Bulls as well. I'm really considering Ireland, and also Franz Steyn. I got number 90 on their list as well. Geez, that's harsh. And also, I was just lost check 100 quid. I may have, as I really hope it didn't. And whoops, luckily no yellow card in there as well. And I really think about the French or France are favourites, followed by England. What other competitions? Saracens at the moment, they're struggling in the Challenge Cup, aren't they? Even though they were well and truly favourites going into it, should say. And do you think Italy will score 100 points? I don't as well. Says Jack. How many games they got? They got 5. I don't think they will. Unfortunately, wait, is that another one that is on there, mate? I don't know. Maybe don't put a bet on it. That one. Hit the post for Rohan Pena. Still goes over, though, and the score now is going to be 26 points to the Cheetahs. Very nicely done by Rohan Pena. Currently now they have got themselves that 6-point lead, and Bulls hopefully win by 1. As I said, and also I'll make some offerings, but to the Red Rose, not the Shamrock as well. And then I guess where Richie Mo'unga is on the Rugby past 100 list, says Rohan. I think I heard about this. Didn't they put Mo'unga at like 50 or something, Rohan? Or have I got that slightly wrong? I know that they were complaining about the fact that either Mo'unga or Bowden Barrett were way down the list compared with where everyone thought that they were going to be. It's going to be the advantage now to the Bulls. Chris Smith going for the 50-22. He's kicked it downfield, and they are going back now for it as well. No, it's just, it's not for a bet purpose, just conversation as well, says Jack. Okay, that is all right. Because that's the thing. I feel like if I ever had like a tips YouTube channel in terms of betting tips, I would just hate it so much because I always get my predictions wrong. And like the worst feeling is when someone's like, oh, I just lost like $10 on a certain team or something like that. Because I remember there was one that someone asked me early on. It may have actually been you, Aiden, for the Bulls versus Sharks, wasn't it? And you're like, who's going to win, Hamish? And I was like, it's going to be this team. And then you lost a whole heap of money on them. And I just felt bad ever since about that one. Among as number 84. Okay, so he's way lower than I thought he was. Oh, is that a little bit high from Francois Stain? I think it rode up a little bit there. I've gone big on the Sharks next game. I've been having to do with your tips as well, says Jack Lewis. So you've gone big. What are we talking here for big, Jack, as well? Is it more than a fiver? I assume it's way more than a fiver around the side there for the Bulls. Trying to spin out a tackle, currently 5 meters out. One of the players now, it was the Cheetahs just losing their footing. And I think that would have actually been Nasila. Didn't quite get that one right. Currently now going back, Marco Janssen van Veeren going to the short side. Chris Smith, little offload. Going back for the penalty. And Jack, you do know that the Springboks are not playing in that Sharks team today as well. And £300 Sharks to win. It's return £500, $1.30 odds. Here's Jack. And I do big stakes as well, says Jack. That is a huge stake indeed. That's a big one. That is for sure. And well, I might lose $300 tonight as well. This is, I don't know what list are y'all talking about? Best rugby players who can comply this list. Rugby Fast. Yeah, that's mistake number one. As I says, Katie, yeah, they did end up doing it. I think it was on the Instagram, wasn't it? That they decided to do their top 100. Now run at 40. The Cheetahs have been able to seal on Roscoe Speckman in a foot race. Does the grubber of mine trying to chase it down, but it's going to be taken nicely by David Krill. On the halfway line now, flinging it across field. It's going to be a bounce pass out to Sravino Jacobs, almost an interception. It's going back for the penalty, though. No, it's taken by Tim White, so that will be up against, it will be Masuku. Does get penalised there, and also, okay, I can do one better, 500 as well. How about we not do one better with 500 as well? And how can you say that? So calmly, Aiden, it beats me, mate, as well, says Sebastian, and also Ryan. Looking at the lineups, the Sharks look better to me as well. And there says Jack, yeah, they have got Werner Koch, Marius Slow. It's the midfield combo, which is going to be an exciting one to see how they do end up going. You know, I said I got 30 cents in my TAB account. Oh, they're kicking for the corner here for the Bulls. I am going to put on the most precise bet you've ever seen. Oh, no, I'm not, because it won't let me. Never mind. I was going to try and put on a very, very specific Sharks versus Western Province bet, and it wouldn't let me. It was like, no, you've got 30 cents. What are you trying to do here? And I was like, going to sign off this now. I will tune in for the next game out the Sharks as I put 30 cents on the Sharks. Says, and although 30 cents on the Sharks does not return you too much money at all. That one going to be now driving their way forward. Marco Janssen van Veeren looking to the short side once again now. Currently driving nicely there for the Bulls. Still available for them. 18 offside. So once again, the Cheetahs, the discipline starting to creep into this game. Peter Stiff-Toy, Rugby Player of the Year, is ranked 84 according to Rugby Fast. So that says, Rowan, who was the highest rated Southern Hemisphere player in that one, Rowan? I assume we would have had someone in the top 10, surely. Oh, David Krill tries to take it quickly. Doesn't quite get the juggle of the ball, though. That he would have been after. Okay, there was actually 2 offsides involved by the sounds of it, but now they will be kicking this one for the corner by the looks of it for the Bulls once again. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the next game, the Sharks, taking on the Western Province. Should be a very exciting contest, and we'll be coming to you guys in a very, very short moment as well. What we got here, you know, it doesn't actually have like kind of odds for that one. I was going to get like an exact like point as well, but it's only got like first half margin and whatnot for the matchup. Currently now driving their way forward, reaching out, almost able to get over the line. Oh, it's just short. Oh. Marking is the call, so that's actually the penalty against them. And so who do they put as number 1, Dan Kill or Richard McKellar? Please say neither as well. And this is Katie, and also Cheetahs give Bulls a run for the money as well. They are indeed. They're working hard throughout this game, and currently they have got a 6-point lead. That's a massive hoof from Francois Stain, and this sounds like a whole lot of bullets as well. And now I won't even bother with it. And the Cheetahs love to cheat. I promise you that. says Aiden there in the chat as well. I just really hope that they do end up, like, that's the thing. If it's going to cost you $100, if it means that you lose $100 for this one, I hope that you win your $100 for the next game or your $200 or whatever you did end up. Oh, that's the profit. Miscued throw. Not too nice. What's the Bulls doing as well? It's not quite working out for them at the moment, but it's certainly meaning it's going to be an entertaining kind of last little while. We're going to be a big old boy in this one. We're going to put a whole 10 cents. I feel like anyone who does like serious betting will be like 10 cents. What's the point? It's because I know that I'm going to be right. That's all. And I was like, yeah, this sounds like a pile of comedy as well. And yeah, we're going to go 10 cents on a certain result of that Sharks versus Western Province game. I'm not going to share it because we don't tell people things because they get them wrong. And I would rather just have me lose money than you guys lose it as well. Rohan Pena, good step forward from Spickman. Up almost losing his footing there, Rohan Pena. Hey, there's a random man there, and it's going to be the penalty now to the Cheetahs as well. The top-ranked New Zealand player was Will Jordan at number 10. South Africa, it's Etzebeth at number 2 and DuPont at number 1 as well. Okay, so not too bad for us Kiwis overall. I like the fact that they put Etzebeth as number 2, but I have the question of if Etzebeth is number 2, where was he when it came to like the player of the year? Like if they're literally saying top 100 players, DuPont at 1, 2 is Etzebeth. Who do they have at number 3 and 4? I assume you'd have to have Samu Kerevi up there if you're giving him a nomination for player of the year. You know, just a little thought there, I guess. But they wouldn't have. I don't think 70 cents one yawn as well. And more like a pile of as on there, says Sebastian. But yeah, theoretically, if you are going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to have a certain amount of players, like, or we're going to do a top 100, surely your top 4 players are your top 4, like, kind of players who have been nominated. You know, where's Maro Tojo? I assume he's right up there as well on that list, maybe. Currently Hunt on the field. That is going to be for Lombard. Or actually, sorry, Lombard coming on the field for Hunt. Got around the wrong way there. Now marching their way forward for Van der Vesthuizen. At the back now, they have been told to use it once. Although it is still slowly creeping forward here. This is going to be an advantage as well now for the Cheetahs. Trying to spin out of the tackle, the Currie Cup. We know how close these games can be. Francois Stein, that was a flat bullet pass that's going to be going back. And also probably the cry baby Pommy. Doja as well. There's Mawson also we've got there. It's kind of a trap to even compile those lists because it's like, you're calling people out in the Fight Club. I don't mind DuPont winning. But why wasn't some Kiwis and Box nominated as well, says Ryan. See, I feel like Etzebeth is probably the one that I was most expecting to see there. Because the Will Jordan situation kind of made sense since he did get nominated for like the up-and-coming youngster one. Whereas like Etzebeth, I feel like overall this year he's had a pretty good kind of stint, I guess you could say, as the one that beat the Springboks. Yeah, I remember it as well. And there's Sebastian also, man, Bodemar, it sucks now, someone else. I want you to hit me as hard as you can as well. And yeah, it's going to be another try, in fact. I just thought he fell over short of the line, but he made it over. And that's going to be another try to the Cheetahs. They now lead this game 31 points to 20 over the Bulls. Lewis Van der Vesthuizen able to score the try there. And come on, Cheetahs, beat these cows. You can do it as well. And the one that beat the Springboks, yeah, I remember him. There's Sebastian. Currently, Van der Vesthuizen doing very nicely for himself to just dive at the line. See, I thought he was just short originally, but he did get over there. And in the end, Hanakom just not quite able to stop him from making his way over. And that's another try to the Cheetahs. 20 minutes to get 2 converted tries. Come on. Don't do this to me as well. Says, and I think we're starting to learn the more and more that we watch rugby, the more and more we realize how unpredictable this game can be overall. Like, no matter what, whether it's sevens, whether it's the Carling Currie Cup, like, it's never a given that a team is going to be able to win a match, no matter how much of a favorite they are as well. Currently, the Cheetahs are sitting very nicely for themselves in this game, and they'd almost move into the favorite spot. Well, this one, if you can now, this one, it will be a 13-point lead, and they will need 2 converted tries. If he misses it, they will only need just the one. That one has gone over, though, from Rohan Pena. Been kicking very well today overall, and the score 33 points to 20. The Bulls have not scored a point since a very long time ago. And I believe actually that when I think about it, the last points that they scored was actually a drop kick of Chris Smith. How much will they be regretting that one when they think back on the game? Should they have attacked there? It's just a good one for Van der Vesthuizen. They do score the try once again, but anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. That's once again going to be a drop ball there for the Cheetahs, number 15. A bigger bill for a high tackle. They do end up getting it in the end as well. Also, Hamish, one last one that made me angry, putting Sam Whitelock at number 74. I think that he's better than Itoje. 74 seems very harsh, doesn't it, for Sam Whitelock? The only thing I can think of is that maybe because he didn't play like 3 games, they were like, no, we're not going to give him a high ranking. But still, it's an interesting one. Cheetahs just combined with the Lions as well. Let's revive the Cats like before as well. And there says Mawson also, if the Bulls give away a penalty and they're on half the game is over. So says Sebastian. So yeah, they cannot afford to end up giving one away. And there goes my 100 crap man as well. Says Aiden. What can I say? It's a tough one for the kind of predicting side of it. That's why normally my predictions are a mile off. And oh, that's harsh. That's called not straight, extremely late. And I game is good day. Everyone, hope you're all well. And this is David the Mob. Welcome into the live stream. I just realized it's 6 a.m. That's the weird thing. Like normally when we end up doing these live streams, the first one we do isn't at 4:30. So that's why this one, it seems very strange that it is already 6 o'clock here in New Zealand. We've only got another 20 minutes till the end of this game. And then we have got ourselves the next game taking place. That will be a 7 a.m. kickoff. And the try scorers at the moment. And at this one, Sebastian has got us there. So we will go like that as well. Maybe they are just ranking them according to the sass level as well. Because Sam Whitelock is definitely more sassy than Maro Itoje. And I'll say hello, David. And then I'll say, howdy, hey, man, how you do? Says Katie. But currently now, it is going to be fed in by the number 21 here. Which on this one is Keegan Johannes. I like how they've got sports betting actually on their pants at this point in time. After we've been talking about it for a while, it's going to be shut down pretty quickly by Rowan Pena. And now, do they take the tap quickly? Oh, just tries to charge straight at the ref there, Keegan Johannes. I don't know how well that would have gone. Maro Itoje is good, but he is not better than Sam Whitelock or Etzebeth good. Or he's not better than Sam Whitelock or Etzebeth good. And also Sam Whitelock equals Captain Sassy Pants as well. And there's Katie Dixon. Jeez, that one went down in the front row of the scrum. But both sides are getting closer and closer to being able to possibly make their way towards the Cheetahs have already got themselves a bonus point. The Bulls actually only need 2 more tries to get that bonus point. They have to score right now, please, as well. And there says Aiden. It's going to be taken nicely, though, by the Bulls once again now trying to get that rolling mold going that they do so well. Currently not really creeping forward too much. They have been told to use the one. Keegan Johannes as well is just going back and passing it. We always got there. Hamish, what betting site are you using? So normally here in New Zealand, I look at the odds on the TAB just because they are kind of the Kiwi-fied kind of style odds. Like I don't actually do any betting on there other than I did mention I had 30 cents in my account. That's pretty much from a free bonus bet that they gave me like a week ago that I didn't end up really using too much of because I'm terrible at betting. But yeah, I just look at the odds and everything along those lines. That's going to be a shot there. Going back for another penalty, but it's as the Power Rangers Megazord, of SAS. And also Rowan, I genuinely think he's better than both. It's a matter of opinion as well. And then says Sebastian. Yeah. He's got long arms. Although I'm also thinking of Courtney Lords. That man's arms just keep on going and going and going. Is this another penalty here? Oh. Okay, that's going to be a yellow card now to the Cheetahs as well. Yeah, I'm having a problem choosing the best luck between Brody Retallick and Etzebeth. Even Lutiaga is really good. Lutiaga has been phenomenal in recent times. He's been very unlucky with injuries and everything that's gone on for him, but he is certainly one to watch out for in the near future as well when he does get another chance for Sale. Is he still playing for Sale Sharks? Hopefully does get a little bit of an opportunity. I'm just going to quickly check what the odds are sitting at for this game currently. So the Bulls to win this game are actually sitting at $4.45 to be able to go on and get themselves a win from here. So that's not going to be an easy task. Oh, okay, Van der Vesthuizen. They're just saying to remember the warning that did end up going in. Yes, Luda is good, but he gets injured all the time, please, as well. And also, Chuck Franco Mustard in there as well. And I tell you what, Franco Mostert, very good player. Once again, is this going to be the penalty? He's stolen the ball there for the Cheetahs. He didn't even need to win the penalty. Rohan Pena kicks it downfield. So you have $5.80 underdogs here currently for the Bulls to be able to go on and get the win, not the score I was expecting as well. And also Snyman always injured. Yeah, unfortunately just came back from that injury, didn't he? And now he's out for another 9 or 10 months or something like that, which is pretty rough for a player of his caliber because that's the thing. Some players go their whole career pretty much with only minimal injuries. And then other players, they just end up getting injured every other week. Manu Tuolangi, that man probably injures himself when he goes to the fridge, ends up somehow slamming his hand in the door, even though he was just going for a nicer drink of water in the middle of the night. I don't know how that man does it in terms of injury after injury after injury after injury, but his body's still somehow going, and also he should score a try in the next 5 minutes to stand a chance as well. Still going to be available for them. Kicking Johannes, short ball. That's going to be a deliberate knock-on, I believe, for that one. Sitting up for David Krill. Trying to go straight over the ball there for the Sharks. Okay, the ball was out going back for just a knock-on advantage. What's wrong with the leadership of New Zealand Rugby? Are they just getting all the big calls wrong as well? And this is more so. Are we talking about the coaching side of it more so? Are we talking about the player side of it? What are we going? One selection, could be selection maybe. If you got a player that you do doesn't quite in there. That looks like a bit of an injury now though to the Cheetahs flyer we have got there. I can't imagine what sort of downtime you need to recover from skeleton injuries as well, or skeleton injuries, sorry, as well, when you're the size of a Sherman tank. And I was totally expecting the scoreline to me. Bulls were the underdogs in this game because of Frans Steyn. Yeah, very good player. Also, Roscoe Speckman. We'll give him an honourable shout out. Rohan Pena. When you got two veterans such as Pena and Steyn on the same team, you're always going to see some bigness happening. Oh. Nkabaka, he lifts him above the horizontal there. I think that's penalty. It's going to be reversed here, although a knock-on will actually become a penalty in favour of the Cheetahs. Just going to be checking this one. If anyone can find a way to win, it's the Bulls as well. Says Aiden, although they might be down to 14 men once again in this matchup, depending on how this goes. In fact, they might still have 14 men on the field. Big stretch. I don't know how I got that line. It looked like I scratched myself accidentally. Uncle Bocker came in from the side, lifted the player above horizontal. I think that's going to be a yellow card, even though the player didn't land too badly. I think it is still going to be a yellow card for Nkabaka there. It's at least a reversal with the penalty and 70 cents one yawn as well. And this is Gary Dixon. Imagine if I got paid 70 cents every time I did a yawn. I feel like I would be rich because I do a lot of streams in the middle of the night. And that would be, the funny thing is, I would just end up probably from that, just buying probably WWE 2K22, to be honest. As Haswell Rugby ever had a Southern Hemisphere director of rugby? I don't think so. I got a hair on my tongue. That's unfortunate. And this is not the real Bulls, mate. This is the Bulls' second team, even against the Cheetahs' first team. So that says the Ryan. Okay, he comes from the side. He picks up the player through horizontal. Okay, hits on the shoulder first. It's going to be a yellow card for Nkabaka here. They're going to be as well, and I hope you're cracking it. And there as well, says David the model. At this stage, unfortunately, Aiden might have had a little bit of money on this one. And also we have got there, they got the relationship totally wrong with South Africa. I got the feeling they were totally bullied by the Aussies and booty South Africa out. That was a dumb decision as well. Says Moss, yeah, I do miss the South Africans in Super Rugby, that is for sure. And also, I mean, that's the thing. Will we one day not get to see the Rugby Championship with South Africa in it? Because it just won't be the same without them. Like, we saw that one that did happen for the Tri-Nations in Australia with Australia, New Zealand, and Argentina. And yes, it was all right, but it wasn't at that same level because we didn't get to see those Springbok derbies that we did love seeing as well. I'm not, as I says, and also the yellow card, says Katie Dixon. Those two are very popular at the moment. They've got one man with 17 seconds left. Oh, sorry, actually, they've got a man with 10 minutes left and one man with Total of 68 seconds left as well. The Bulls first team playing in the URC, mate. This is the Currie Cup as well. Says Ryan there, a hard luck buddy as well. Says David the Mod there. Currently now going to be pushing it forward once again. It does seem pretty rough that they have got a little bit of that overlap, but I guess the other sides who don't have the, ability of bringing in their URC players will be relatively happy with the way that these ones are going. But now it's going to be Francois Steyn once again. Beautiful offload. This is looking great for the Cheetahs. Ball on the outside. If he needs him, he still goes forward. Throws that ball in. And it was David Creel who ends up grabbing that one. I think this one could almost be the line out for the Cheetahs. They take it quickly. And Francois Steyn just dropping the shoulder. Trying to go straight through the tackle. But it is a brilliant one there from Richard Creel. Cross kick for the Cheetahs. And that's going to be the try. And that is going to be the game for them as well. The Cheetahs, 38 points to 20 here as well. Springboks have contracted to the champions until 2033. I didn't actually know that it was going to be right up until the 2033. There's good news. I'm glad that they're not going anywhere because surely, we're not going to lose them. That's the thing. We're probably more likely to get a Fiji or a Japan or someone like that in the near future. Who would you prefer to see if they were going to add anyone to the Rugby Championship? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. And also, this is ridiculous. This is madness as well. Jeez, and this is very good rugby at the moment. And the Cheetahs currently, they are sitting 38 points to 20 up over the Bulls. And also, Bulls, there's still time to do something as well. The way Cheetahs are cheating. It's so unfair, pathetic referee as well. And this is Aiden. Let's hope the Sharks win, eh? It's the one that needs to happen for you. Or else I will be sad for you. And then we'll both be sad. And then that won't be any fun. We're going to be happy-ish. Definitely with the weekend coming up with plenty more rugby taking place with now Ruampena and having the Fijians in the Rugby Championship would be quite cool as on there, says Sebastian. So I guess question for you, Sebastian. Fiji, they're like, oh, this won't happen, by the way. Fiji are like, we're only joining if you let Japan join as well. Are you saying, yep, all good, we'll get Japan in there as well? Or are you just going, we want Fiji, rather than also having Japan? No. And there says Antoinette for that one. But currently, it's just well done from the Cheetahs. The cross kick once again works out for them. And they do just score themselves a few more points on the borders. Oh, yeah, it's an absolute shame. South Africa won't be playing Super Rugby. It just won't be the same. And then I was going to use my winnings for this game as well, says Aiden, for winnings from this game. What was the winnings going to be for? Aiden, do let me know, although they're probably going to make you feel worse, isn't it? So maybe don't answer that for that one. And also, no one wants to see the Springboks playing in Europe, mate. It will be a massive blow for World Rugby and Southern Hemisphere Rugby as well. And New Zealand just had to follow South Africa rules, or rule as well. Keep quiet, wait, and let others show their hand as well. When that happened, Rue, the tactician, he has made his big moves and $200. So that says Aiden there. And also Western Province win, says Antoinette. So she is going for them, or he is going for them over the Sharks in the next game. We're actually going to be covering that on the channel as well. So be sure to stick around, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more of the Currie Cup, the URC, the Six Nations, the Super Rugby. We've got the MLR, Top League in Japan, Top 14, Gallagher Premiership, you name it. There are a whole heap of competitions happening around the world at the moment. We are covering as many of them as we physically can, as the voice allows. And also, hopefully, the voice and also the brain will be able to remember all the names. That this is going to be a good run down the wing here for the Bulls. And because of it, they have got themselves a try back. They need a few more. It's not over until it's over, right? As I says, Aiden, that is true. He's gone right in the corner, though. So because of that, it is going to be a very tough kick for them to be able to get. And also, yeah, why not? Just let's have a Southern Hemisphere Six Nations Japan, a Northern Hemisphere, but we'll work with it. As I said, the rest I went back and rewatched all the Premiership games. Then started in September. And I got to say, I think a heap of bad ref calls away Bartha at the bottom as well. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, says Katie Dixon. Yeah. I mean, they've been in some good matches in recent times, Bath. They just are very unfortunate with the way that they do, guys. Okay, lads, when you're making a video with Rugby Guru, says Rohan. It's interesting that you asked that because I was actually talking to him a little bit earlier on today, and we were talking about hopefully getting something going, hopefully within the next month, somewhere around there once we do get a little bit more free time, it will probably be, don't know whether or not you have seen our Rugby Challenge 4 bingo from back in the day, but it will probably be a Rugby 22 bingo perhaps, or something along those lines. Okay, they're just checking this one a few more times, and he's going to be... I think that's completely fine for as well. And also Oz and New Zealand don't let as well wants to push Japan. It's one of the Rugby Championship. Look what happened with Super Rugby, including the Sunwolves as well in there, says Morse. But yeah, we'll be interested to see what happens because I know that they want Fiji. Don't know how keen they are to get Japan in right at this very moment. But with the Japanese top league, it's certainly, I guess, more popular now in Japan rugby than it probably ever has as well. Thank you for doing this live stream. Says that Rudy, no worries, mate. We have got our next one happening straight after as well, and that is going to be the Western Province taking on the Sharks. So it should be a very exciting game. All Blacks are already seeing a dip in form as a result of not playing physical South African sides as well. I don't know why South Africa are tossed aside by Australia and New Zealand. Doesn't seem like a smart decision to me. Yeah, I miss them big time. They're still going to be called as the try. Like, that's the thing. Getting to see those two matches, the 100th matchup between the Black Caps, or sorry, not the Black Caps, the All Blacks and the Springboks, like the atmosphere of that was absolutely incredible as well. Whereas, you know, we're in that situation of like that second game, the 101st, we didn't think the first game could be topped. And then it was. So we need more rugby between us and South Africa, even if it is only occasional. I don't know how they're going to get them involved a lot more in terms of getting to play each other, but I don't think it's going to be happening. That is going to be missing there. And the score will remain now with a 13-point deficit to the Bulls, who are trying to break straight through once again. Currently moving almost up to the halfway line. 2 tries in 10 minutes, please, as well. That's going to be charged down nicely by the Cheetahs. Player offside, so it's an advantage there. And Guru just made a post saying he's not doing gaming on his channel anymore and is going to focus on rugby only. Hopefully, Hamish can give him some gaming every once in a while as well. Although he did actually tell me earlier on there's going to be close to the touchline, David Creel. Oh, he ends up getting kicked, does he? He's saying he got kicked by Clayton Blomekes, but he did say that he is going to be putting gaming videos on his Rugby Guru gaming channel. So there is still going to be some form of gaming, just not quite on the other one. As I know, what about a preview show with Rugby Guru, mate? So that says, Ryan, I mean, that could also be an option. We'll probably end up discussing it at some stage when we go into... Oh, geez, that was an awkward one for David Creel. Oh, it's an interesting one there. They might actually go upstairs. And is it a Bulls line out? I'm not too sure. Okay, I think there's some complaints coming from the Bulls, but I think it is going to be the Cheetahs who are going to be on the defensive here, and the Bulls have got the line out. And also, Guru is a Guru, as Bas is and a damn good commentator like Hamish and long mowing service. It's good. I missed that part of the post as well. Although I don't actually think that was on the post. It was just from I was actually on one of his live streams earlier on in the day for the Griquas taking on the Pumas one, so I did get to talk to him a little bit about that. That would have really hurt the spine of one of the Bulls players, but his own players, that's a good counter right there. No, it wasn't. Did end up losing his feet for that one. Kruger making his way out onto the field now. So replacing it also. I love Guru. He's great. It's so funny. I watch him or I worry about him when he drinks too much. Bless him as well. Here's Katie Dixon. Also, if the Rugby Championship starts, my guys, you guys I can have a weekly preview of the weekend's game as well. How about that? It would be kind of cool to be able to do that. Although I think we got till July, don't we? So we'll probably need reminded a little bit closer to the time for that one. But we'll see what we can do for that one. I think we've only done a couple previews, haven't we, in the past? As 9 minutes to score, 2 converted tries to win. As also only drinks orange juice, period. As well, Katie Guru only drinks orange juice, period. In there. Are you sure? But now, going to be rolling forward. Giannis Venter. He's got this ball at the back, and it seems like the Cheetahs once again joining that one quite nicely for the Bulls, trying to stop the momentum. It's another advantage, though, to the Cheetahs. And also, Hamish is the only rugby YouTuber who hasn't yet been pissed on stream as well. Says Sebastian. I'll take it. I feel like that's a good accomplishment, isn't it, overall? I mean, I've had some water, which was something that I didn't actually have for like a year and a half. Get that vitamin C So exactly right. And Katie, he is an avid drinker, especially when the Sharks and the Springboks are playing. I swear he almost had a heart attack once during a live stream box versus ABs. As I said, Thrawn, although that game was stressful for everyone, wasn't it? That one has not found the touchline there. And now the Bulls, all Chris Smith. Is that a knock on? Oh, that's high. That was too high, wasn't it? Was it too high? Come on, I tackle. That's what someone just shouted out. Well, they want orange juice with whiskey as well, and he's legendary. I love him too. And then also I blame New Zealand and South Africa for, or New Zealand and Australia for South Africa's departure. It's a tragedy, and everyone loses, especially in the Southern Hemisphere rugby world. Exactly right. Okay, it's going to be a penalty against the replacement fly half there for the high tackle. Direct contact to the head? No. Okay, they have just said, is it just a penalty? Yeah, it's just a penalty there. I got confused for a second. I wasn't sure whether or not they were given another penalty for that one, or whether it was just going to be the case of that man getting a yellow card alongside it. And also, I remember waiting in the chat for him at sharp, and he never did, so everyone was flipping out. Is already had passed out from alcohol poisoning, and we were all Achilles call him as well. There as well, says Katie Dixon. Was that after one of the big drinking live streams prior, wasn't it? I think if I'm not wrong, how he had a double up. Currently now going back across. Keegan Johannes, a little bit of a handling error. Almost 6 minutes left now for the Bulls to try and really get that one going. Or Corner Hendricks falls badly into that one. It looks like he has got a hard head, but not a hard enough one to be able to withstand that damage. Richard Creel trying to drive through. Oh, I think another player's down. I think it's actually the number 18 for the Cheetahs is flat out on his feet. And that's going to be the penalty. They've got to go upstairs to check this man, though. I think he's completely knocked out. Number 18 for the Cheetahs, which would have been Van Veerden for that one as well. And yeah, it was after a binge as well. And also we have got there, do you like history? I don't mind history. I'm not that great at history overall, I would say. I do prefer flags, if I had to say anything. He's like, he likes being late for his own live stream, as our says Rohan. And also go Cheetahs, as our says Johan. That's the thing. If I like even am late by 20 seconds, someone's like, Hamish, you're 20 seconds late. And like every time, that's why I always try and be exactly on time. And if I'm not on time, I feel bad for every second that I am just a little bit later. For it is on Leka Cheetahs. So and there says Johan. Currently they are doing very nicely. 2 converted tries in the last 5 minutes would give the Bulls the win, but anything less doesn't give them the win here. And this would be the first one. And also the worst game I've ever watched. Everything is rigged as well. And there says Aiden also he likes to make a grand entrance as well. He knows how to keep us interested. Says Katie Dixon. That one's a good kick downfield from the Bulls now. 10 meters out from the line. And this is going to be the line out. Still 5 minutes left in this game. There is a chance that the Bulls might be able to score themselves one now. But it's going to be so important that they keep full 15 men on the field on this one. Because if they do not, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But our next live stream, it is going to be starting in about 25 minutes time, ladies and gentlemen. And that one will be the matchup that has taken place between the Sharks and the Western Province. No worries, Hamish. Missed the live stream as well once. French Rugby Federation still can't forgive him. As I felt so bad for that one. I set my alarm way too late in the day, and I ended up setting it for setting it for PM rather than AM. And I woke up, and it was right at the end of the game. And that live stream is actually still on the channel. That is going to be not straight once again. And can they score 2 converted tries? If they had that one straight, yes. Because it's not straight, probably not now, unfortunately. And also, we have got Hamish Bro. Sorry, I was here or late. I had to join the stream afternoon. No worries at all, mate. We have still got another one coming up later on tonight. And who will win this weekend? Who do you think wins this weekend? Scotland or England as well? Oh, okay. I'm going to say England, but I'm also going to say Scotland have a very good chance. I think it's going to be a game decided by less than 7 points. And that lineup was straight. What am I watching as well? Says Aiden there. Yeah, it's very harsh so far in this match for the referee in terms of the calling of the not straight for both sides. Oh, nice yawn. And be fed on once again. Gone down in the front row. I think that's going to be the Bulls that get the penalty. No, not quite. Going to be back. And it is kicked downfield once again. It's a brilliant clearance from, it was Clayton Blomakis. Remember that one? Groggy, I set the alarm wrong. That was so cute and funny as well. Says Katie Dixon. I think that was the only live stream I've done without my hair slightly in shape as well. In terms of the fact that it was just pretty much, I was still in my, what was I in? I was in like just a jersey and whatnot as well, pretty much over the top of what I wear to bed. And I just woke up and I was like, hey guys, I slept through. And I was like, well, I guess the game is over, guys. As I says, Ryan, yeah, it is looking that way, but we have got good news. And that is that there is another match that is just around the corner for us. So hopefully it is going to be just as good as a match. Hopefully it is a close one between the two sides as well. It's going to be a loose ball for the Cheetahs. Still holding on to it as a knock-on advantage against Blue as well. Looks like maybe Pino passes it back across. They're just trying to use up a little bit more time on the clock here for the Cheetahs. But it looks like Cheetahs devour these Bulls as there says trying to cheer people up as well. That's a new name that you did not have last time, but I do appreciate you being here. What was your name prior to that? Do let me know. I recognize the profile picture. But do let me know. And also, it's going to be a tight game. Remember, Scotland have improved a lot. They are a very strong side when they play at home, as says Johan there. And currently now driving his way forward. Another offload looking like it was almost opening up there for the Bulls. And also the Cheetahs are the biggest cheats here as well. And this is Aiden. It's going to be stolen in the breakdown once again now. It's back into the hands. Oh, it's charged down. And Roscoe Smigman just not quite able to get through. Be right back, y'all, as well. And also we have got the next game when started on streaming. So it is going to be at 7 a.m. is when the kickoff is. So that is going to be in a total of 35 minutes time, whereas we are going to be starting at probably around that 6:50 mark. So in 25 minutes time, we will be coming back, talking about this game, talking about the next game, and then talking all things that are happening in Azar. Don't worry, Johan. I know Scotland's value. I wouldn't dare bet on that game as well. It's just that I support England in the Six Nations who I have to go with them as well in there. There's Sebastian. That one wasn't hugely straight for the Cheetahs, but now going to be passed across now. Roscoe Speckman once again. No, in fact, this time it was Ablomakis who did try and get it through. He's dropped the ball. It's a knock on now. Come back, and that's going to be the scrum feed, and also Cheetahs deserve. Cheetahs deserve to be in an international tournament. I agree. Like whether it is the URC that they do get to go back into or something along those lines, like it would be pretty awesome to see them in something around the world. You know, get them on something that's a decent time schedule for them as well, so that they don't have like the random hour of the night games. Next game in 30 minutes is how it is indeed. And as I said, don't you support Italy as well, says Amy Spencer. I mean, they're paying good odds at the moment. Italy, $501 to the $1 for themselves. And still remember how Scotland won at Twickenham last year. That was shocking as well. Says Sebastian, that was a very low scoring game, wasn't it? Was it like 7 points to 11? Something around there maybe. If I'm not wrong, but currently 30 seconds. If the Bulls get themselves one more try in this one, yes, they will lose the game, but they will get themselves a bonus point for getting 4 tries. They'll also get themselves a bonus point for being within 7 if they can convert this try. So that will be exactly what they are going for here now that they cannot win it. Speaking of shocking, Harry Spitzer is here. Another yawn. Just for my troubles. Always yawning. Always got me mouth open. Scotland are the best way better than England. Are the best way better. Best, comma, way better than England. The joke. I just worked that out. Sorry, that took me way too long. Yeah, it was a great game by Scotland. As Cheetahs used to play in Europe before it was cool. As I said, Ryan, yeah, the Kings as well was another team that was involved in the European scene, wasn't it? For the Pro 14 now going down over the ball. It's a penalty to the Bulls. And also we've got there Rudy with the big expression there, of course. Oh. Okay, there's a very angry man at the moment for the Cheetahs. And the tempers are flying at the moment for the Bulls. They aren't too happy about not being there. BDG, that was the name that it was. Do you prefer BDG or do you prefer trying to cheer people up? That sounds like a trick question, doesn't it? Because it sounds like you should say the second one, but then you may want BDG instead for your name. And also, where is your Xbox as well? Says Henry Salmon. Also, I haven't turned it on in a wee while for my Xbox that I can think of. We've been using George's Xbox to film videos as of late. So I feel like that is where I've probably not quite been that strategic with it as well. And I only support England sometimes because I like Eddie Jones as a coach a lot as well. I want to be a provisional rugby coach one day. And really look up to Eddie as well, says Johan. And also we've got their jokers. It's not an insult for me as a Quins fan as well. And for some damn reason, I want to make people happy as well. And this is trying to cheer people up. Nothing wrong with that, mate. I feel like there needs to be more of that in the world. In a world where a lot of people just hate everything. So if you can put a little smile on their face, you've done your job, I guess, if that is what you want your job to be, of course. Fire back there. Rompena kicks it into touch. And that will be the end of the game. And it is a good win in favour of the Cheetahs. They end up winning 38 points to 25. If it's right next to you, can you please do turn it on as well? And this is Henry Samuel. I probably haven't quite got enough time between the two live streams, as we will still have to set up our next one that is going to be starting at 6:50. So we have got 20 minutes till that one is coming on back. Marcus Smith to win the Six Nations for England. That kid is a really special player, as and also my boys. And this is trying to cheer people up. And also Hamish alert. There's an English supporter in the stream as well. This is David the Mountain good game boys. And also Quins are a joke, but are better as well. Says Irish says that also we have got there my boys, and also we have got there, but there was no crowd at Twickenham last year. And that Scottish win, no Twickenham, no crowd makes a big difference. Just imagine there's no singing or swing low, sweet chariot as well. Also, if you can put a smile on Hamish Spencer's face, you should get the Nobel Prize for Peace as well. I think the other day he actually said that he might have slightly smiled, which is I mean, that could go on my CV. You know, what do? I do YouTube, but I also made Hamish Spencer smile, and they'll be like, you get the job. And I was going to please try at least. As I said to you, I will next time I load it up. I still haven't loaded it up since the last time that you asked, but next time I do load it up, I will go on and accept your free request. So you've got there the Cheetahs, Joe. How much do they pay the ref? As on there says Aiden. Yeah, it's unfortunate for them as well, that is for sure. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. We have got another one coming in the near future, and that is going to be the Sharks taking on the Western Brothers. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in a very short moment for our next live stream in only 18 or so